Hello, hello, my friends. Another dedicated candle review for you today. We're going to be talking about HOMEWORX Chai Pumpkin Latte. Now, this set of candles came to me, oh goodness, it arrived on my doorstep, I want to say, over this last weekend. I do know that it arrived shortly after I had done my collective haul video that I uploaded for you guys last weekend. And I was like, darn it, I wanted to include my thoughts on this one. So I've already started burning it, and I figured, you know what, I'm at the point where I can go ahead and give you guys a dedicated review. So let's go ahead and do that. I did purchase this set of candles. Now, interestingly enough, you guys, the way that I purchased these candles is that I actually almost forgot that I had purchased them because this was part of the auto ship option back during the Christmas and July specials. I had ordered, I was initially sent the fragrance, what was it called? It was the Vanilla Almond Creme. I was initially sent that candle in PR, and I loved it so much that when it was released for Christmas in July, I did go ahead and purchase another duo from QVC. But at the time that I purchased it, they did have this auto ship option available for another 3 sets of candles. So this was the first set that was released. I believe that there will be another set that comes out maybe in October, and then I believe the final one maybe comes out in December. So yeah, Chai Pumpkin Latte. I do believe that this fragrance is still available on the QVC website for you to just go ahead and purchase as a duo. This fragrance at the time that I am filming this video is not currently available on the Slatkin & Co website. I have a feeling that this might be a fragrance that is exclusive to their partnership with QVC, but don't quote me on that. So let's go ahead and talk about this candle. It is one of their 4-wick 18-ounce vessels. We've got the beautiful wraparound packaging here. HOMEWORX has such a beautiful aesthetic when it comes to their packaging. This is very much in line with a lot of their packaging that we saw in their Christmas and July releases. They all kind of have this like plaid, almost looks like wrapping paper type of design with, it looks like glitter, but I assure you there is no actual glitter on these photographic wraparound labels. They're just got a little bit of that metallic vibe going on there that again looks like glitter. Fragrance notes on this candle are chai tea, spiced pumpkin cream, vanilla bean, and raw cane sugar. Now, this candle that I am reviewing in front of you guys has a pour date of April 29th, 2025. So this has been sitting for a little over 4 months. HOMEWORX candles, I have said this, I am one of the people who believes that HOMEWORX candles do tend to get a little bit stronger the longer that you let them sit. But you'll have my thoughts here in a little bit about strength and throw on this one. But let's go ahead and just talk about the fragrance profile overall. What do I think of it? I am somebody who actually really likes chai tea. I actually like a good chai tea latte. I'm not a big coffee drinker. I actually don't drink coffee. I don't like the taste of it. Love the smell, don't like the taste of it. So I definitely prefer tea. Definitely this fragrance to me does remind me of a chai tea latte, but you have pumpkin in there. It's interesting enough that the second note that is listed here, or like the second fragrance accord that's listed in this fragrance description, is really what my nose detects more so than the chai tea. I do smell like a spiced pumpkin cream. It almost smells like pumpkin creamer that you would put in your coffee. There is a creaminess to this. I do detect some vanilla bean, and you know, it says raw cane sugar. I think that would lend a little bit of sweetness to this candle. This fragrance to me is not overly cloying or overly sweet though. But that being said, I do detect a little bit of a chai tea note here as well, but it's not like a straight up chai tea candle. So if you're hoping for that, I think that you might be a little bit disappointed. But if you are hoping for that pumpkin note to come out in here, the pumpkin note definitely to me smells more like a pumpkin creamer than it is more so like, you know, like a gourmand pumpkin pie or anything like that. It's not that. I think that this candle is actually very well executed, in my opinion. Again, I feel like this smells like what a chai pumpkin latte would smell like, particularly when it is burning. Thankfully, I don't detect any kind of like lactonic notes in here. There is a creaminess to this that would make me think of a latte, but again, it doesn't lean lactonic. I think HOMEWORX does a pretty good job of avoiding that. I haven't really had any me, I'm trying to think, maybe I've had one off here or there, but HOMEWORX does a pretty good job. Anytime that there's a creamy note or milky cheesecake, anything like that. A lot of fragrance brands, they have a hard time nailing that. It can lean a little bit too sour or lactonic for me, but in this candle, I don't detect any of that. It's very, very well done. Again, though, I would say that it's a little bit more pumpkin creamer forward than it is actual chai tea. So if you're hoping for more of a chai tea forward fragrance, it is in there. I'm not saying that it's not there at all. In fact, I'm going to sit here and smell it a little bit more. The chai tea, it just lends a little bit of spiciness to this. But this is more than just your typical like spiced pumpkin type of fragrance. I do get the vibe of this being like a latte. You get like milkiness mixed in with the chai tea, but it's definitely a pumpkin creamer milkiness. I guess I feel like I'm like beating that dead horse there, but that's what my nose really smells. Personally, you guys, I like this fragrance. Is this one that I feel like I need backups of? No. In fact, I would say that probably my favorite pumpkin fragrance, which you will probably see, I just placed an order for more of them, was last year's pumpkin cold brew. I love that fragrance. I think it'll pair nicely with this chai pumpkin latte. I've actually been burning this candle with their spooky vanilla scent. I will have a review on that probably next week for you guys. And that's been a really nice combination. This one, it pairs nicely with a lot of vanillas. You can pair it with a lot of other pumpkin fragrances. It's a nice fragrance. So that's it for the fragrance. Let's go ahead and talk about the performance of this candle. So very similarly to a lot of my recent HOMEWORX candles, you guys, this one's burning pretty hot and fast. Now, I'm not getting any kind of like horrible sooting. I will confess that I have actually had this candle burning a lot longer than I had anticipated today. I kind of got a little bit distracted. You guys know, I told you guys I've been trying to do some deep cleaning around my house, and the time got away from me a little bit while my kids were at school today. And before I knew it, I had had this candle burning for about 6 hours. What I do find with this candle is that the wicks on these, I'm finding that these 2025 pours for HOMEWORX, they're using some wicks that can get a little bit long during the burn. So far, these ones have not fallen over. I did have that experience with some of with a couple of the candles in the trio set as part of their Orchard Treats trio. So, you might want to be aware of that. But so far, these wicks have not fallen over, but you might want to take, you just, after like that 3-hour burn time, go ahead and reevaluate if you want to continue enjoying the fragrance. Maybe my suggestion would be to extinguish the wicks. You can trim them ever so slightly, but these are not the type of wicks that are accruing a ton of excess carbon at the ends. They're not super thick, but I would say that they tend to be a little bit thinner, and they're more prone to falling over. But again, they're not developing a ton of excess carbon, which is good. Not really dealing with any kind of sooting. I would say right now you might occasionally see a puff of soot come up, again, because this candle's been burning for quite some time. And I also have a ceiling fan on overhead the table right now, so that could be causing some issues. Okay, strength and throw on this candle. You guys, this one is a solid, I would say 7.5. However, when I placed this candle into a hurricane this morning, when I had it burning in a hurricane, and it bumped it up to about a 9 in terms of strength and throw. It was definitely noticeable all throughout the open concept, through all the way into my kitchen. So I would say that this is a fragrance. Don't be deceived. I've seen a couple of people say that when they got this candle in, they smelled it and they thought it smelled light. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm smelling it on cold. I have the other one right here in front of me because, like I said, it came in a duo, and I didn't think it was light at all. It's funny, the more that I smell this on cold, you know what it kind of reminds me of a little bit is Bath & Body Works pumpkin carving. Not a dupe, but if you like pumpkin carving, I think that you'll like this one. But anyways, a lot of people were saying like, oh, it smells light on cold. I didn't really think that. So I was like, well, I'm going to go ahead and light it up. And I will say that the first burn on it, it was probably around like a 6 in terms of strength and throw. But after that, it's been consistently more of a high medium. And again, if you pop it into a hurricane, I think you're going to get really good performance. At least that has been my experience. So overall, you guys, if you are eyeing this candle, if the fragrance sounds like it would be up your alley, I definitely give this one 2 thumbs up. Again, is it backup worthy for for me? No. But will I burn the second one that I have? Yes, it is definitely a fragrance that I will enjoy. Particularly, I think on, I've really been enjoying it in the morning. I feel like it's a good, morning fragrance here in the fall, especially as we head into cooler months ahead. Now that's all relative. You guys know I'm in Arizona. We're not getting that much cooler. We're going to cool down from like it being 100 degrees to maybe 90 degrees during the day. But I do enjoy this fragrance. It's very cozy, cozy morning fragrance. But yeah, it's funny now that I'm sitting here smelling it a little bit more. It's not a dupe, but it does remind me a little bit of Bath and Body Works pumpkin carving. So anyways, let me know in the comment box down below if you purchased this candle. Did you sign up for it as part of the auto ship that was available back during the Christmas and July specials, or have you recently ordered it from QVC? One of the things that I will say is a benefit to ordering candles from QVC is that they do have a pretty decent return policy. So, if you get this one in and it's not your cup of tea, you can go ahead and send it back to QVC. But I would be curious to hear what your thoughts are if you have purchased this candle. Please hit the thumbs up button if you found this review helpful. Consider subscribing to my channel if you are new. I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.